Hey y'all. So it's December and I have a challenge for y'all. Many of us set resolutions or goals or big dreams for the new year, which is 1 month away. And I'm right there with y'all. I set goals, dreams, I make a vision board, all that. I have a challenge before we get to that part. So many of us are walking around engaging in a whole lot of non conducive, unproductive, unhealthy habits. And guess what? Those unhealthy habits are consuming the time that we'll need to fulfill those goals and dreams that we have for next year. And the thing is, if we don't make room for it now, it's less likely that those healthy habits are going to get started when 2023 comes. So let's make it a break unhealthy habits month, okay? So this is going to be a 21-day challenge. Actually 24 because we need 3 days of preparation. I'm going to share those 3 days of preparation, and then we're going to spend the next 21 days from December 4th to December 24th tracking breaking those unhealthy habits. And I'm excited. Y'all excited? Okay, cool. Let's get into it. So day one is going to look like this. You're going to put your phone away. You're going to silence your mind. You're going to go find a quiet, cozy place to sit and cut off all distractions. You're going to take a notebook, a piece of paper, and something to write with. You're going to spend some time writing down every unhealthy, non-conducive habit that you engage in regularly. Habits are things that you engage in regularly. So I want you to walk through your entire day from the time that you wake up until the time that you go to bed, and list every single unhealthy, non-conducive habit that you engage in, even the things that you don't notice. And I mean things like, do you put away stuff after you get done using it? What do you do with your clothes when you undress after work? What do you do with your free time? How much time are you spending watching TV, scrolling social media, etc.? What things do you keep buying at the grocery store that you keep telling yourself you shouldn't be buying? Yeah, and many, many more. So everybody has different habits. I want you to sit down and write them all. It could be 2 or it could be 25. I don't believe anybody has just 2, but prove me wrong. But yeah, spend a day, the first day doing that. Day two. So in order to break old habits, we have to find replacement habits to go in their place, because idle time is the devil's playground and we don't have time to be sitting around twiddling our thumbs because we're trying to break bad habits. And so during this time, I want you to identify replacement habits that can go in the place of those unhealthy, non-conducive habits. This does not have to be new habits that you're trying to start. We're not going to do both at the same time. So these can be things that you're already doing, but you only designate a small amount of time, or you rush and get them done so that you can get to these unhealthy, non-conducive habits, and so on. So some ideas can be, maybe you set aside 30 minutes of time with God and you spend 2 hours watching TV. So maybe now you can spend an extra 30 minutes spending time with God, or even spend the whole 2 hours with God. Like, it's totally up to you, but that's an example of something that you're already doing, but you're just using it to fill more time in the place of those unhealthy or non-conducive habits. So I want you to go down your list, and next to each one, you can write something similar to that habit, or you can write a habit that you already engage in that you feel like could utilize a little bit more of your time. And so, even for like not putting your clothes away in the right place after you get undressed, it could just be as simple as put the clothes in the basket, or put the items away after you get done using them. So, think of those. Don't think too hard on it, because we are not creating new habits right now. We are just extending the current habits that we have. All right, day three, the fun part. I want you to choose the top 5 habits from your list that you want to break in the month of December. These can be the ones that have the most impact on you not achieving the goals that God has for you, or they can be the ones that are the most time consuming, but I want you to pick the top 5. With that top 5, I want you to beautify it. I want you to write it on another piece of paper. I want you to type it up, make it real pretty, decorate it, however you want to do it, but make it a sight for sore eyes. Because guess what? You're going to post this somewhere and you're going to look at it every day to remind you not to engage in these habits. In addition to beautifying it and posting that somewhere that you're going to see it every day, I also want you to find an accountability partner, somebody that's going to check in with you and ensure that you're not engaging in these habits, or that knows you well enough to know if you're telling the truth. Honesty. And then also, I want you to choose a reward. This reward has to be something that you are going to refrain from accessing until the challenge is complete and you have successfully completed it. And so, some examples of that could be, let's say you like to shop and you're trying to be better at budgeting and spending your money. You can choose an item that you want to buy, whatever the number value is up to you, but that could be your reward, and you don't buy anything until you have successfully completed the challenge. Another thing could be a treat or an outing to somewhere that you've been wanting to go, but make sure that you are refraining from doing it or something close to it until you have successfully completed the challenge. I believe in y'all. Let's do this. Okay, and now for the challenge, day 4 through 24. This is where the hard work begins. This is where we're about to break habits up to Christmas Eve. So your reward is going to be your Christmas present. Okay, so how this is going to work is, I have given you a habit tracker. I need you to make that accessible on your computer or on your phone, whatever is easiest for you. You're going to list your habits on that habit side, and then each day of the month, we're going to check in, and if you engaged in that habit, you're going to check next to it for that date. And then I want you to screenshot and share it on social media so that I can see. So you're trying to reach 80% success in this challenge. That means 20 or more days without engaging out of 4 of your 5 habits. And so let's say for 4 of your habits, you only engage in them 3 days a week. 3 times out of the month. And then the 5th habit, you engage in it every day. You just messed up. You still succeeded because 4 out of those 5 habits, you reach 80% success. And so I want you to screenshot it, post it on social media, and tag Girls Got Goals so that we can hold one another accountable. And so other people who want to join on this train, like, what's bad about breaking habits that we've been trying to break all along anyway? I believe in y'all. Let's do this.